Hey everybody, I want to talk to you about podcasting, and this has been something I've been looking at over a period of 2 years to build up to the moment when I made a decision after going through the statistics. What might this work like? Is it easy? Do you need tons of very expensive equipment? So many angles that I've looked at this. Am I the fit for it? Do I have the right message? Have I got the right name for it? And I will be releasing my own podcast starting sometime probably in June, and it will be called Conscious Business. And it's taken a very long time of studying with different podcast even. What is the podcast? That's kind of a weird topic I just brought up, but imagine if you were able to deliver a podcast over time for many years, and it's such a topic that is just so juicy to you. It's so thrilling and exciting, and there's no end to it. So what it requires of you is a level of authenticity. Deep authenticity. Because if you were to try and do some gimmicky little thing where you're speaking about a topic because you think it will gain you an audience, that is never going to work. It isn't. And why? Because you won't have the longevity. But if you tap deeply into what you're interested in, what lights you up in the morning, then what you can do with very clever messaging, you can start a podcast which really doesn't take much time out of your week. There are all these AI tools, which I want to tell you about, that can support you in doing transcripts and editing and all sorts of things, so that it actually becomes, once you know the system that you choose, it becomes very easy to put this information out, to reproduce it, and then you can choose your way of being. So for instance, you could be like an interview style podcaster, a conversational podcaster. You could be a storyteller. You could be just telling information, facts, and all of them work. But what is so cool about podcasts right now is that if you get into that rhythm and you commit to doing it for 6 months, you'll really start to see results. Unlike social media, which is, nowadays it's an algorithm game. We're always like, there's something behind the scenes that you really can't get to grips with. It's like, what's the percentage of people that see you? Maybe 7%. What's the timing of it? It's a very different mindset with podcasting, because the audience themselves have more money. That's one thing that's a fact. They plan their week to listen to you. So they've got a way of being that's very different than just scrolling and you hit something and then you're interested or not, and in 5 seconds it's Podcasting is the long game. It's people who are real listeners. And if you've got something to talk about and interview about and have conversations or storytelling about, you really can't lose. It's like you will build up an audience slowly but surely. But the numbers game is far fewer. You need far fewer to make impact, to sell to get sponsorship. There's so many layers of this. So I'm going to do a conversation about podcasts on June 4th at 10 a.m. UK time to give you it'll be an hour long, and it will give you everything that you really need to know why you want to do a podcast, and that you should do a podcast if you've even felt the little inklings, the frisson about doing a podcast. And for me, this has been like a 2-year journey. So it's been very slow and steady. Whereas mostly in business, what I do is I launch. I'm like, let's go. Not with this. I wanted to learn everything I could about it. I'm immersed in tech anyway, because my background is that I was a professional photographer for 20 years. And so tech doesn't put me off. What I want is an excellent system. And I want to know that I do A plus B equals C and it works. And it could be the lower end of that, or it could be the high end of that. It doesn't matter. But I can help you find that system. But I'm going to have a conversation on the 4th of June, and it will infuse you with enough knowledge to know whether you want to do it. So please join me. It will be a total pleasure. If you don't know me, my name is Inara Ariane Griffin. I'm a conscious business coach. And yeah, I invite you to come and explore the possibility of your podcast.